What's in here? Is it? Pair of gloves, which brand new super chain. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, look at that, man. This is so light. MS400.1. So this is what it's all about for me. We've got plenty of wood in, but it's March already, and there's not really much time left that will end up burning, but we're still burning. We are still burning. Now, the store is going down a little bit, but not massively. I reckon we've got enough this year to see us through, so long as we don't have a really cold snap. Now, it's March though, so in like a lion, out like a lamb. You never know what it's going to give you. So I think we're going to be doing all right, but we've got to think about next year and this getting ready for drying the stuff out. Next year, you see, we're going to have to cut the wood now, and it's a bit touch and go whether or not we've actually got long enough. Certain timbers are going to be fine, certain not so good to be able to use even for next winter. So if we cut an oak tree now, there's no way it'll be ready for the winter 2026. It would more likely be for winter 2027. So some of these things that we're doing, it's long scale. However, that's for later, because we're going to be having a play with the new tools that's going to really help for the next few years of timber. Can't wait, man. It's going to be exciting. Oh, it's proper exciting. Let's get on with the new chainsaws. Let's get this on. Yeah, now it's not really going to be a fair battle, because the two saws, we've got a brand new chain on the new saw. It's never been fired up. This one takes a bit of doing to get it fired up. So what I am going to do is I'm going to do a couple of little changes on here. I'm going to do the filters, both the fuel filter and the air filter, and see if that will help with it starting, and just give it a good clean down as well. The other thing, I'm going to change the files in my chain sharpener, see if I can't get a better edge on this, just to give it a bit of a, give it a good going. So let's get that sorted, and then fill it up with the new one, up with fuel, and then we can give it a test. Oh, I'm so excited. It's going to be freaking awesome. Now these fuel filters, these ones are simple to switch out. What I might do is I might get my compressor on, give it a good clean round in here as well. Look at that. There we go then. Just a bit of a difference. New one to the old one. Proper gunked up. So hopefully this is going to massively improve the airflow. Make sure we get a load of better quality air getting through. This saw, I was surprised when I looked at how old it is. 2009. 2009 I bought this. What's that? 17 years. Right, next, fuel filter. This one's going to be a bit more tricky. So what I'm going to do is get my long nose pliers. Here they are. Look at those bad boys. These were an actual impulse purchase. I've been looking at these and I thought, oh, those are awesome. And I hadn't, at the time I bought them, I really hadn't got a valid excuse and reason for getting them. But now, look at this. I actually can use to reach inside, get hold of the fuel filter and pull it out. Now actually, that doesn't look too bad, the one that's on there. Now still, as I've got a new one, I'm going to pop it on anyway. I'll be honest with you, with this, had the service done, I wasn't convinced of how good a service it was, you know. So now I'm going to just switch this out myself, and then I know it's done. That's a bit tricky. That's the old one. On with the new. Pushing back inside. Job's a good one. Right. Whilst I've got that open, I'll get some more fuel in there. Old fuel filter, old air filter. Get some new fuel in. So 17 years ago, that would mean this chainsaw is older than my daughter. Back then I was living in Sutton Coldfield, and I bought this chainsaw because I've got this massive great big tree in the garden, and I decided I was going to be doing a fair bit of tree cutting in the future. It's cracking. We rented a farm in Worcestershire, and loads of land, all that kind of jazz, but log burners, so needed to have the ability to be able to process a lot of timber. You know, you've got a choice, haven't you? You can either get somebody else to process it for you and then pay, or you can do the work yourself. If you can get hold of timber for free or cheap, then sometimes the cost of the tools is the same as if you're buying it yourself. Now, difference is, once you've got the tools, you can use the tools over and over and over again. It saves you money. So 17 years ago, how old was I then? 17 years ago, I'd have been, what am I now? I'd have been in my 30s. Flip me. Oh, that was a long time ago, back when I was young. So this is to make up two-stroke fuel. Because you don't have the oil tray with these chainsaws, what you have to do is you have to put the oil in with the fuel. So as it goes through, it burns and protects. The oil actually gives a bit of a coating to the cylinder. Okay, there we go. Right, let's get this chain sharpened up then. Alright, let's put these new files in. So this is a fair test. Neither of the chainsaws are going to be warmed up. So you've seen that I've put the new air filter and fuel filter onto the old saw. I've sharpened that up using brand new files as best I can, so it's going to be as sharp as possible. Now the first race is going to be starting from cold, so I've got to get the chains, both of them got to get started, and then I'm going to cut through one cookie of that hardwood oak. I'm going to set a timer and try and get it so you can see the timer running from the start of starting to the finish of the cutting. So this is going to be interesting. Let's give it a go. Right then, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glove on. Right. Going for proper big clutch. Locks on. Okay, that's good. Done. It'll be interesting to see what that comes out at. Woo! And having a look at that cookie. It's not exactly even and smooth, but it's not too bad. Right, now the exciting one. This is the bit we've been waiting for, the new one. I can't wait for this. I'm excited to see if it, if it's any quicker. I'll tell you what, I'll be flipping gutted if it's slower. Reset. To make it even harder, I'm going to leave the scabbard on. Let's go with a start. Right, glove on. I've never started this before, so this is going to be interesting. Locks on, down, thing, lock on. Well, yeah, need to retighten the chain as well. I think that one went to the old saw. Let's try it again. You see, what I forgot there, brand new chain, isn't it? So a brand new chain will stretch as soon as you put it on, even before you start cutting. I didn't allow for that. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a fair test or not. Let's do that again now. I'll leave the saw there and we'll start it again. The old one, of course, would have had fuel in it as well. Now that it's a little bit warmed up, we'll do the same again. On the marks, get set, go. Wow. Oop, time up. Okay, not bad. 27. I love new chains, man. Right, same again, old one. Reset, mark, set, go. Glove on, old one, locks on. Start it on the choke, give it the best chance. And, well, I don't think there's much of a comparison there. With the two slightly warmed up, the new one, it's just got so much more power, so much more speed. The chain's obviously brand new, so that is doing massively more cutting than the other, but the other one is getting bogged down all the time. New one, even with the fuel, with the oil, it's way lighter. So let's get some more processed and see if we can get through this log file faster. Right, let's see if we can cut through some of this stuff then. Let's get the gloves back on. These, by the way, along with the new chainsaw, I bought myself some new chainsaw gloves. They're safety back, so if I do hit my hands with them, it won't cut them off. That'd be useful, wouldn't it? Okay, how quick am I going to rip through this lot then? Hopefully very. It's a lot to get through, but with the new saw, I mean, no bother. Oh, that's just amazing start. I can't believe how light that saw is in comparison to the old. Okay. Right then, so now's the smashing up bit time. Now, I nearly gave in with actually splitting using an axe, and this one's a good one, right? This is a Fiskars X27 splitting maul, and it's had a load of abuse. I've smacked it up so many times on the handle, yet it's still holding out. So I can say it's Richard proof, but it's hard work splitting until I found a technique. Before this, right, I was seriously considering getting a wood splitting machine, and I did have a look into a lot of them. There was some Forest something or other that looked like it was an absolute mutt's nuts. And then I thought, before I do that, because it is like 600 notes, I'm going to give this new technique a try. And I tried it, and flip me, it's a flipping game changer. It really is. The idea is, you come down with your split, and just as you're about to hit, you give the axe a flick, and you flick it out just as you're hitting. So you're going into the wood at an angle, and as you're flicking down, this weight of the axe comes down and flicks off the piece of timber. Right, so, and I go, give it a bit of a whack and show you what I mean. Just cut them between. There we go, hitting the handle again. So that's not splitting. Now this one's going to be a really good test because we've got this great big branch coming off the side. So I'm going to start at the back side of it and just see if I can flick off some of this away to get to the centre. So the idea is down and at last flick, and off it comes. Right, you out of the way for a minute. What I'm doing when I'm stacking this wood, by the way, is trying to get 3 points of contact. Sorry, the bottom, the back, and one of the sides, so it locks the wood together. The other thing I'm trying to do is have the wider growth to the front. The idea is that then it will build up a bit of a taper to the back of the shed, holding the wood in place. Things like this are really useful as well to kick the front of the pile up, because the front always inevitably ends up dipping down, and it's difficult with this one because I've got half and half at the moment, and I've got to take off all of the discs from here, split them and put them back in. So let's get these out, because these ones I'm going to need to take out and split so we can have the whole lot ready to go as firewood size. Crikey. Right, I think that'll do for this load. Let's go take these out, split the others, split these, and I need to clear out that side. Once I've done that, I'll be happy. I can pile up all of the split timber and then it can all just dry out. I'm hoping, you know, as I say, I'm hoping a lot of it will be ready for next winter, but I suspect I'm going to have to buy some more. But you know what, that's all right, isn't it? Just, I know that in the next couple of years won't have any bothers at all, because I've got the wood pile to go behind you. Let's look at this one. Significant. There we go, got him. That is working so hard for so long. Look, I'm a home user. If you look at it, really, I don't do forestry stuff. Of late, I've given it a real tatering with all of the windfalls. I've given it a real tatering in the past where all of our heating was based upon just logs and wood. So it has had a hard life, but I have looked after it. I do make sure that it's got lots of, you know, the oil in the two-stroke mix. It's a really strong oil mix, and it has been serviced on a regular basis. So I don't know, is it just because I'm looking after it that it's done so well, or is it because the actual manufacture of it was so solid that it's gone on and on and on and on? I don't know. So it'd be interesting to see how this one goes. 17 years on from now, man, I'll be 72. 72, man. I wonder if I'll still be able to pull it and get it going then today. But I've gotten through a shed load of the cutting today. I'm just going to stack this last lot, and then that's it. I'm going to call it a day. I'm well chuffed with the amount I've gotten through. I've gotten through loads and loads. With that new saw, it's just so quick, so quick. Knife through butter stuff, it's brilliant. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that test. The test of the Stihl MS400.1 versus a 17-year-old MS390. Wow, you know, that weight difference, fab, and the speed are more awesome. Awesome bit of kit. The new one is awesome bit of kit. The old one's good bit of kit, the new one's even better. So if you're thinking of getting a new saw, you could go for the high end, the 90cc, like 500i, but for me, I wanted something that's got the best power to weight ratio, and that is it. It's an amazing bit of kit. It goes faster than I can. I have to think about how I reposition the saw and cut the wood, because I find with this, because it digs into it so much, it yanks the wood at me if I'm not using the dog teeth. So wow, it's cool. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. My name's Rich, and this is It's Adventure. Don't forget, if you can, click down there on the thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel. It really helps us out with the algorithms. Very much appreciate it. And if you like this kind of stuff, then consider clicking on the subscribe button. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next week, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes it's about wooding, sometimes it's about travelling out, sometimes it's just about Cornwall life, but we'll see. And if you click the bell, you'll find out next time that I release it. I'll see you again soon.